Last spring, my friends and I had the crazy idea of turning a 1979 Porsche 924 into the world's fastest travel camper. This series is the maiden voyage of that build, and this week-long journey is the one and only trip I take in the Porsche. And you're probably wondering, why did I do this? And the truth is, I just thought it would be cool. From build to travel to camping in this rig was a blast and a great ride. Okay, maybe not always a great ride. Let's hit the road. But it was a great experience and I don't regret a second of it. Come along with me as I take this Porsche on an 8-day journey around the West Coast, camping with friends, finding a hidden oasis, and of course, cooking my favorite foods. This is the Porsche series. This is it. This is my ride for the next few days. Ain't she pretty? So I haven't posted in a few days, and I'm sure some of you guys are probably wondering why I haven't. And the answer is right there. This is a 1979 Porsche 924 Safari that we have been working on non-stop for the last 3 weeks to get it ready for its maiden voyage road trip that we're leaving on today. So me and the guys over here at Chop Shop, my other YouTube channel that I'm working on with my buddy Kyle, who is in the office right now. Hey Kyle.
What's up, guys?
We've been working on building that car out, and we finally have gotten it to a place where hopefully it can make a little road trip. This is gonna be our first test run of it, but we'll see if it makes it, because this thing has been nothing but problems since we got it here. So the engine that is currently in here is not the engine that we bought the car with, because we had to replace it. Because we blew the head gasket in it because it overheated, because these fans were not working. So the radiator fans were not blowing, coolant was blowing over, blew the head gasket, warped the head, had to get a whole new engine, put that in there. So this is all, I mean, I say new, but it's rebuilt new. So not really new, but new enough. And then after we did all that, we found out the fans still weren't working because of an electrical issue. So what we did for a little quick fix so that we could leave today is we just hooked the fans up. So none of these lights are actually working right now because we had to switch out the wiring for the lights, and we just hardwired the fans into a switch in here. So when I start driving, I just turn this switch on and the fans kick on manually instead of automatically like they should. There's also a couple other issues where the car will just not turn on if it's hot. So I'm hoping I don't stall it out in traffic or somewhere where that would be inconvenient. Also, another fun fact, this car is stick shift, and I have never driven a stick shift on an open road.
Still on though. It's still on.
So that should be fun. Beautiful. Quick tour. Starting with the back area here, we've got our swivel table. So this swivels out. My cooktop, my 2-burner cooktop that pulls out. So that pulls out like that on some actuators. This is my whole like cooking station area. And then this is that big drawer that pulls out. This is what I'm gonna call my pantry. So I'm gonna put food and other things in there. I've got my pots and pans stored down here below the stove, my plates, and then my water tank for my sink is also here, which I'll show you the faucet and how that works later once we get to camp. And some of the other cool little features that we have back here. I'll show you guys those later tonight when we get to where we're going. But that's pretty much it for the back area. We've got some storage down here. I've got my Starlink, some other camping supplies, a little bit more storage on this side. So moving around this side, we've got our rooftop tent. This is a fold-out roof tent. Then the interior is pretty much all just made out of wood. This is all custom made. We got the seats reupholstered, some cup holders, homemade floor mats, and that is pretty much it. There's not a lot going on in here, if I'm gonna be honest, but it does look way better than it used to look, so that's all that really matters. And I think I'm eventually going to change out these tires because they're a little bit too big, a little bit too knobby. They're honestly kind of like side-by-side tires. I'm not really sure, but they're way too big for this car. It makes it slower, the braking is horrendous, and they grind when you turn too hard. We'll have to get these switched out, I think, definitely, sooner than later. But I think that's pretty much it. She's all packed up, ready to go. Let's hit the road. But before we get into the rest of that adventure, I do want to take a second to thank this video's sponsor, Huckberry. Because along with keeping me nice and stylish while I'm out on the road, they're also keeping me warm. With winter quickly approaching, I'm starting to feel that cold snap in the air. But luckily, Huckberry, the one-stop shop for men's fashion, has an amazing selection of hoodies, jackets, and they truly have everything that you would need to stay fashionable all throughout the year. From hoodies, pants, and boots to bathing suits, and even fishing gear, which is where I got this nice reel cover for my new fly fishing reel. And speaking for myself, I've always been a little bit apprehensive about ordering from online websites, especially for clothes and fashion, because I'm always worried that they're not gonna fit. But with Huckberry, I never have to worry about that. The online ordering process is super simple. It's easy to make sure that what you order is going to fit every single time, and I have never had any issues. So if you're looking to upgrade your wardrobe this winter or just stock up for next summer, check out the link that will be down in the description below this video and upgrade your style. And with that, I'll send you back to the adventure. 3 hours till we get there. We are about halfway through the drive. We've got about an hour and a half left. She is driving absolutely beautifully. The only thing is, when I'm going up a hill, my top speed is about 40 miles an hour. Look at that. Spectacular. We're about 10 minutes from where we're going to be camping tonight. It's a little bit loud in the car. The car has been driving absolutely beautifully. No stalls. We're pulling up on this spot over here that we're going to be camping at tonight. That is a dry lake bed just outside of Joshua Tree. So hopefully the road's not too bad pulling in there because I don't have as much clearance as I'm used to with my van. But we'll see. Look how nice the sky looks out right now. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot believe how well she did driving here. Didn't give me any trouble whatsoever, other than not really taking hills too well. But other than that, I mean, I cannot be upset with how this thing performed with just putting the engine in it yesterday. When I mean the entire engine was out 2 days ago, the entire engine block was out. Very excited. But an absolutely beautiful sunset to get to. I wish we got here a little bit earlier, so we'd have a little bit more light. But I think before we lose our light, I'm gonna get the tent open and set up, and then me and Kyle are making some dinner. We got hot dogs. Also, before I do any of that, I do want to give a quick shout out to Malcolm, who came over and worked for 18 hours to help us get this engine built up so that we could take it out here. So go subscribe to his YouTube channel. He makes a bunch of videos like showing you how to work on your car and take engines apart and rebuild them and whatever. So go subscribe to his.
He didn't eat. He didn't look at his phone. He didn't drink water. He put the engine in 1 day.
I'll leave his stuff in the description below, but this tent, I will say in terms of ease of usage with other rooftop tents I've had, this one is, it couldn't be easier to take up or put down. All you gotta do is take out 4 latches and then flip it over and it's open. And that's it. She set up, other than the ladder, we put the ladder down. I don't know why this is unzipped, but there she is, all set up. The ultimate off-road Porsche camper. I will say I'm giving up a lot of luxuries that I'm used to with living in a van, like 4 solid walls and being able to stand inside to sleep in this canvas tent, but should be fun. Got some lights up here, kind of dim honestly, but they work. And then Once it gets a little bit darker, I'll turn on the lights in the back and show you what, this is Kyle's baby. The lights he put back here because they're kind of cool. That's them right there. They look really sick. I will be honest, I'm not too sure how the stove is going to do in the wind. Also, basically the plan with this trip is to take this thing as far as I can before it explodes. Just kind of have fun traveling. These lagoon tables are really hard to set up in tight spaces. I think I might build a leg for this eventually to give it a little bit more support on this backside, but for now it's fine. Look at that. It's a little chilly out too. It's getting a little cold out. All right, give you guys the full effect back here. Ka-chow. Look how bright that is. Honestly, a little too bright. I want to get dimmers for that. How sick is that though? And for anyone curious, it is a propane stove, and I do have a propane tank in the car. Ow. Okay. And there's a propane tank. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there in the back seat. Right there. Yeah.
Is the tank twisted?
No, it should be good. I don't know why. Oh, there it goes. Hold it up for a second. There it goes.
There it is.
It's just too windy out here. Look at that. All right. It's time for some hot dogs because I'm hungry. Night, Kyle.
What?
Say goodnight.
Good night. You got that good shot, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Nice shot of your butt. Also, I don't know if I've showed you guys Kyle's van before, but he's got a pretty. Oh, it's really bright.
But I've done a lot more to it. So
yeah, it's got some pretty sick lights up there.
And stuff.
Kind of similar color scheme to mine.
Yep.
Lights are way cooler though.
I kind of copied off of you a little bit with the lights, a little indirect lighting.
Yeah, looks sick though. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, we just hung out next to the Porsche and looked at the stars for a little while. Blankets. I also got this heated blanket, which I'm not going to be testing out tonight, but I'll take this out tomorrow and see how much of my battery the power system uses to use this 12 volt heated blanket in my bathroom. But this is it. This is the base for the night. Mattress is actually kind of comfy. It's very firm because it's just a really rigid piece of like foam. But not bad. I also think I'm at a slight angle, which is mildly annoying, but it's got a bunch of windows in it too. I think these are 2 side windows that I can put out tomorrow. And then one of these is like a plexi, like not glass, but plastic. Yeah. It's like I can have the window open, but still, you can't really tell, but you can see through this. It's got a nice skylight too. Go on a stargaze at night. I don't know how clear this thing really is, but I guess theoretically I could stargaze out of that. All closed in. I will see you guys in the morning. Beautiful morning out. Slept pretty good last night, I'm not gonna lie. Other than this mattress kind of being like sleeping on a slightly cushiony floor. Wasn't bad. It did get a little cold last night, so I put on my soak bag, which is like my walkable sleeping bag thing. Also, why are all camp blankets made out of this neoprene, like nylon, I don't know, stuff that's super loud, so it sounds like this all night while you're moving around. It's got to be, I guess, for the thermal qualities or something. I forgot to buy, I need to get some sweatpants. I forgot to bring like some
stuff.
like something to sleep in. But yeah, slept pretty good. Did you hear those dogs last night?
No.
You didn't hear dogs barking?
No.
All night long. There was like 7 dogs. It was like a group over there had a dog, and then a group over there had a dog, and it was like
Bark back to each other.
all night long. And then someone started howling. I thought it was I thought it was a person because I was watching a TV show.
Yeah.
And I turned it off, and it was just, I think it was a dog.
Well, this is
Or a coyote.
Lake,
Yeah.
So...
Also, something I haven't tested out yet is the water system in this thing. It's not very advanced. Yeah, USB powered water pump hooked into a jug. So normally the water would go into that tank down there, but I don't feel like.
Grab coffee?
Sure, if you want to. It's up to you though. Kyle's heading out to run into town to grab some coffee, and I have been tasked with making up some breakfast, so that's what I'm gonna do after I test this water system. It works. I can't forget that I'm not in my van and there is no way to charge my power station from driving or from the sun. Oh, whoa, there's a dead lizard in there. Poor guy was flattened like a pancake in between the panels of my solar panel. But my battery that I have back there doesn't charge from solar attached to the car or a DC to DC charger, which would charge from the car's alternator. So I've got to remember to set up these solar panels every day so that I can keep all of my stuff charged. There we go. She's charging. We're getting 144 watts in. Should be more than enough to recharge it probably within the next few hours. This is such a crazy setup. I can't believe we're out here in this thing. But man, I'm pretty hungry. Okay. I will say I was worried about the amount of counter space that I was going to have, but this is honestly way more than enough to have all this stuff everywhere, doing all this stuff. It's really honestly almost maybe more than I have in my van. Maybe a little bit less, but not bad at all. All right, breakfast is served. I'm gonna put yours in your seat.
Thank you.
You got a fork in your van?
Yeah, you need one?
No, I got one. My handy dandy utensil pouch.
That's pretty sick.
I know. It's got chopsticks too. I didn't expect that. Yeah, also, I don't know if I've said it yet. The other channel that me and Kyle are working on, Chop Shop, they put out a video building this entire car. So if you're interested in seeing how this whole thing came together, yeah, this thing is definitely more like a weekender type trip person thing. Like I definitely wouldn't want to be living in this full time, but for like a week-long trip or like going out on the weekends, I think it'd be more than good enough.
I'm tired of the cold.
Yeah, maybe I'll put this tent down and we can go see if we can have some fun with the car today too. Because there's not much else to do on a dry lake bed. Let's see how much stuff I can pack up in here. Coolant and oil both look good.
Levels?
Yeah. Pretty fun to be able to take your house and do that. At least temporary house. Also, while we were out having fun with this, our friend JP pulled up. This is JP.
What up?
This is his rig, and what is it? It's a
1995 Dodge Sportsmobile.
Yeah, so it's like a
All original.
It almost looks like an old Winnebago, but he was out here. He does like freelance photography and stuff, so he came out and he was shooting some shots of the thing while we were driving it around. So if you see some of those shots, most of the good ones are his. Both of these cars are older than all of us.
Yep.
Except for Kyle's.
46.
Yeah, that one's 46 years old. That's almost double my age.
It's not older than me. I'm born in '89.
Oh, okay.
I'm old as shit.
What year is this?
This is 95.
Oh, 95. Okay. All right, I'm probably gonna head up to the grocery store.
All right.
I'll be back in maybe an hour and a half. Easy to set up, easy to take down.
Okay, you have a blessed day. Be safe.
Yeah, have a good one. Thank you. So I think tonight for dinner I'm doing some Philly cheesesteak roll-ups or something because they sounded good. My girlfriend suggested them, so we're gonna make those. Thank you very much. You as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love those lights. It's so sick. I wish I could like wink at people so I could like put one down. But so since we decided to stay here another night, I'm gonna get the tent set up real quick, get camp ready again, and then probably get started cooking here in about an hour and a half because I'm getting pretty hungry. There actually is a decent amount of space in here for foods and stuff. Oh, and fun fact about the tent is this is a German car and also a German-made tent. Pretty serendipitous. This is what I think they called panorama mode. So like if we ever pull up somewhere that has a crazy view, I can take down everything. I can take down all those panels up front and get a 180-degree view of whatever we're looking at. This is nice. Kyle and JP both went into town to take care of some business. While they're in there, I'm going to take some time to get the stuff prepped for these Philly cheesesteak bites. I think I can make it work on a stove. And then when Kyle gets back and I start cooking, I'm going to have him park here to block the wind. Another thing that I've been thinking about that would be nice to have back here would be some sort of awning. So if it's ever raining, I can still come outside and cook. But maybe I'll just try to avoid rain or eat out if it's raining. Everything is prepped up, ready to go. I hope this works out. I don't know if it will. These look kind of small, so I hope I can fit enough stuff in here to make them pockets. But we got Kyle playing blocker on the wind, which is very nice because there's no wind. I can't feel it anymore. Oh, there we go. all of that is done. Now we just got to assemble them. So basically to each one of these little pieces of biscuit, we're gonna add some cheese, some beef, and then the onions and bell peppers, and hopefully we can close them up and get them good. But
Yeah, just chill in the cabin. Not a bad view. Nah, it's really nice. We can go up there anytime we want.
They gave her a week crash course on how to teach instruct people.
yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I really regret making this decision.
Just get some tortillas out, dude.
It's just so
You don't need to do it for us. You don't need
tedious.
to commit to the bid.
Well, I committed to it because I want them,
Okay.
but I'm gonna make 6, so we each have 2, and
And
then
a
we're gonna do
taco.
tortillas. They're done. I've decided I'm just gonna make 6. They're not very pretty, honestly, but the rest of this we're just gonna make Philly cheesesteak tacos because I'm done making these. But look at the sunset real quick. Look at that. Spectacular sunset. It's always better when there's just a light misting of clouds in the sunset. All right, let's get a shot of the car in the sunset. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful.
Just in the propane tank. Oh, stoked.
I don't know. They're like
It
big.
looks just like a double pierogi.
Yeah, it does. Spectacular sunset for Philly cheese bites. So we're sitting over by the fire and we hear like, it's gotta be like 10 coyotes off in distance howling. Alright. So everyone went to bed a little earlier, but I stayed out here because Alan, I don't know if you can see his van over there, drove out here tonight. So I stayed up to greet him, but I gotta get to bed because it is late. And it is colder out tonight than it was last night. Or I did realize something about the tent that makes it a little upgrade. The light has a remote, so I can turn it on before I even get in the tent and also change it to red or warm. But that's pretty sick, so I am gonna test out that heated blanket tonight, so I'm gonna grab my power station and bring it up there, see how much it draws and if it's even feasible to use that all night. It's actually so spacious in here too. Like I can almost stand fully on my knees. Heated blanket. I feel like this is gonna draw way too much power to keep this on all night though. But maybe I can use it to just warm me up before I go to bed. Currently drawing 49 watts. And the battery bank is at 79%, which leaves me with 18.5 hours of usage of this blanket. So that's actually not too bad. I can use it for like 2 nights. I will say this is pretty cozy and it feels a little bit more luxurious now that I've got a heated blanket and a remote control for my light, which I don't even have at my house. Oh, that's harsh. And I can also dim it. It's definitely getting, the blanket's definitely getting slightly warm. It is nice to know though that I could use this heated blanket for an entire night if I wanted to, and not have to worry about like completely draining my battery. I think I'm gonna hit the hay. Got a long day tomorrow. We're probably gonna get out of here early. So as always, I truly appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next time. Good morning. Not a bad view to wake up to. It was kind of another cold night out last night, but again, not too bad. Warms up real early in the morning, so can't really complain. But we did find this cool spot with the world's largest boulder, supposedly. Porsche has been driving absolutely beautifully for the last few days. Please start up. Let's hit the road. It honestly handled better than my van would on some of these back roads to get back here to this spot, which is nice. I think the shorter wheelbase also helps for going over those wavy sections. So that's pretty nice. Also, Alan came back out, which if you watch my channel before, you'll know who Alan is. How's it going in here, chef?
Oh, good. Almost there.
This feels like I'm watching myself.
True.
In real life. Alila! What's up, Alila? Oh, good morning. It is entirely too hot to be out here wearing my wearable sleeping bag and a sweatshirt. I also want to get myself a little bit clean because I like to keep myself as clean as I can, especially when I'm on the road for multiple days in a row. So I think I'm going to take a shower. Because if you guys didn't know, the Porsche does have a shower built into it. And it's actually up top in the tent. Right here. Handy dandy shower wipes that I'm going to use to wipe down my entire body, which you guys will not be watching. So I'm going to crawl up there, zip it up, get that done, change, and I'll be back. It's nice and warm up in the tent too, which is good because these wipes are cold. Alan, you want any coffee? Huh? You want some coffee?
Epic.
You want to go check out this rock? Oh, yeah. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. And like I said, it is the largest freestanding boulder in the entirety of North America, possibly the entire world. You can that's debated online though, but just imagine a 7-story building as a singular rock. And this big piece chipped off in 2000. It just chipped off, I don't know. So when I initially started Googling this rock, I thought the fact that it was the largest freestanding boulder in the world was the coolest thing about it. But I genuinely could not have been more wrong. Also, I'm standing under it now for scale, so you can see how big it is. Halila, what do you think about this being the biggest rock? Amazing. So back in the 1930s, and you can still see some of the remnants from it with that pole sticking out and this giant hole down here. This guy named Frank Kreitzer, who was kind of a recluse, obviously, but also somewhat kind of a genius, decided to carve this home down here under the rock and live there. So like you can still see the remnants of some of the rebar, some of the concrete, all the stuff where he used to live. He dug out a room under here because it kept the weather pretty neutral year round. So in the summer it wasn't too warm, and in the winter it wasn't too cold, which is really important because it's in the desert. It gets really, really cold at night and really, really hot during the day. But yeah, he literally tunneled underneath of it to live there. I don't think he owned this land. He just had a mining claim on it, but everything went fine with him living under his little rock up until authorities thought he was a German spy for World War II because he did have a giant radio antenna up on the top up there, which they thought he was sending communications back to Germany with, which eventually ended with a standoff with the FBI, where supposedly they threw a smoke bomb or a gas bomb down into his house and didn't realize that he had a bunch of dynamite down there. So the smoke / gas bomb set off the dynamite, blew him up, injured the 3 FBI agents, and that was kind of the end of the Hermit House. And you'd think that's the end of it, but it's not. Because in the 50s, a guy named George Van Tassel, who was like this aviation engineer turned UFO enthusiast, took over the site, and he claimed that aliens from Venus came here and gave him secrets to time travel and self-rejuvenation. And apparently they gave him plans to this device called the Integratron, which was supposed to be like some sort of time travel rejuvenation chamber. That's actually down the street from here. I'm gonna check it out when we leave. And since then, this place has kind of been an epicenter for UFO gatherings. People used to flock here in the tens of thousands for UFO conventions. So this place kind of became the Area 51 of the California desert. Alila's like, shut up about your story. Throw my ball.
I just want to see some UFO activity out here, dude.
Yeah, well, supposedly the other cool thing...
Whole rock takes off.
This is the ship. But apparently people think that this rock is like on some sort of energy field. And the reason that the rock chipped was because of UFOs or aliens. Alan's over there getting some pictures on his nice camera. I'm gonna walk back and start getting packed up, because it takes me a little bit longer to get packed up now that I gotta get all my stuff out of the tent. and all that jazz. So now we gotta get all this packed up, put it away in the car, and then we'll be good to put the tent away. And there we go, all cleaned up. Wait, I just need that open. All right, everything's all packed up. There we go. This thing is so much fun to drive. But that right there, that little dome, I don't know if you can see it. That's the Integratron that I was talking about that guy built to supposedly time travel and heal ailments or something. I'm not really too sure. But that was also built on some energy field vortex somehow. But we'll never know if it would have worked because he died of a heart attack or some sort of heart condition before he was able to finish it and left no plans for anybody on how to finish it. Every time I turn this car off, after I run it for a little while, I have to say a prayer that it turns on again when I get back in it. But yeah, there's the Integratron. It's got these weird red lights that ring around the bottom, and then a dome up top. I think what I read, that's a electric fence up there too, it says. Would have been cool if that thing ever became operational from the knowledge you gained from Aliens from Venus. But it was bought by, I think, a few sisters a while ago, and now it's used for sound baths, which I have never done myself, but we've seen all the big rock sightseeing spots, so I'm gonna head to Walmart, pick up some supplies because I haven't gotten any supplies in a few days. And then we might head into the national park for a bit. And then tonight, I think I'm gonna try to make some lobster mac and cheese. In the back. See if my prayer worked. Come on, baby. She wants to. There we go. This will be in a video, so say what's up. This is Sue. Sue just came up to me in Walmart. She recognized me. She said she watched the Porsche video yesterday, so she said her husband and her are big fans. So now her husband's gonna see her in a video and he's gonna be jealous. All right. We decided not to go through Joshua Tree and get a quick pit stop at the gym. It only feels right since Alan is the guy who kind of motivated me to get back in the gym that we go while out on this trip. But unlike Alan, I'm not a complete psychopath. He's going for a 6-mile run right now because he's preparing for a half marathon this month. But again, I'm not a psychopath, so I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go find us somewhere to camp nearby, and then he's just gonna meet us there. Please start up. Let's hit the road. Well, that sounds different and not good. sounds pretty dead. So since Alan's out on his run, I don't have a way to get to an auto parts store. I was hoping there was just gonna be one in this parking lot, but there's not. I thought I had a battery charger with me. I think the battery is dead though. So I'm gonna go to get an Uber to auto parts store and see if I can get a battery charger and charge the battery. How's it going? Appreciate it. Second auto parts store.
There you go, man.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Thanks, appreciate it. Okay. Let's see if the battery was the issue.
That on you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
We're gonna find out though if that was the issue or if it's something else. How was your run?
Hell yeah. Good.
Good?
I had to cut it short. My legs are really hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just did kind of 3 miles.
So they'll charge for like 5 minutes and then hopefully we can start it. And then I think the issue is this belt is a little bit loose, so it might not be charging the alternator well. So I'm gonna go, I think, at some point this week and get a tensioner and tighten that up if I can. There wasn't enough charge on that thing out of the box, so. She's alive! Honestly, my theory is that it's some sort of gauge in here or something is like trickle taking power away from that battery somehow. Maybe it's the fans because they're hardwired in. I think as a temporary fix, I'm just gonna disconnect the battery whenever I'm parking for a long time so that it doesn't drain it. And hopefully that at least allows me to get around. And then I'll tension that alternator belt, see if that fixes it. If that doesn't, maybe it just needs a new battery. I don't know. All right, let's hit the road. Hopefully I don't stall out and kill it again. But camp is about 30 minutes away, so I'll check in with you guys once we get there. Made it. I've got the battery charger charging on the power station down there, down below, so we got a place to sleep tonight. Hopefully we will make it to the auto parts store tomorrow to fix the battery, get a new one, do whatever we need to do, but it is time to get camp set up. Genuinely, this isn't the most ideal camp I've ever stayed in, but with the car not starting, I didn't want to go too far from town, which I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. Maybe if I move up by these lights. You can see the lights of town down there and it's all downhill, so pretty nice stars out. You get the moon. But yeah, I just didn't want to go too far on roads, especially at night with the headlights on this thing being absolutely atrocious. Here we are, got a place to sleep, got here a little bit later than I intended. And I am genuinely starving, so I think I'm gonna get that lobster mac started up. Coyotes are out again. That light is so bright. It's like unbelievably bright. So, first things first, I'll get out all our ingredients. I guess I'll do one box. Some cheese, some flour, some more cheese. Oh, do you have that milk too? Mm-hmm. Can you grab that, please? It's gonna be a pretty simple recipe. Some pre-cooked lobster tails. First things first, we just gotta cook the rice. I got my handy dandy 12-volt water dispenser.
Rice.
Or pasta. Did I say rice?
Yeah.
It's been a long day. I mean pasta. But we'll just wait for this water to boil, and while we wait for that, I'm gonna turn this light off so we don't attract so many bugs. I think while I wait for that water to boil, you can't even see me. While I wait for that water to boil, I'm gonna get started on the sauce. So, for the sauce, we need that much of a squeeze of butter. And we'll let that melt up nicely. And then we'll add in our flour, and we're just gonna eyeball that about 1/4 cup. That seems right. Probably wrong. Might need to add some more butter. You want it to be like a sand-like consistency. And this is kind of what you're looking for right here. So now to that mixture, we can add, this is about 2 cups. I don't think it's exactly 2 cups, but it should be good enough. Add that in, and we'll bring that to a boil. Maybe like 7 to 8 minutes we'll cook this. And then once that's nice and thick, we'll add our cheese. I also just realized that we're doing a blend of cheeses in here, and my Gruyere cheese is not pre-shredded, so we're gonna have to chop that up. I think this is thick enough to add in our cheeses. Cut up all my Gruyere. Never have too much cheese. So we're going in with a bunch of Gruyere and then some Tillamook medium cheddar. We'll let that get nice and melty. And this will be the cheese sauce for our mac and cheese. And I think I let it thicken up a little bit too much, so I'm gonna add in a little bit more milk. I'm gonna set up my Cheez-It boxes, a little wind block.
Nice.
Hopefully get these to cook a little better. But the wind has become like a serious issue with these burners. I really cannot cook, even in, it's like a very light breeze right now.
Can you bring it in a little bit?
Oh yeah, I could bring it in, I guess, but then I don't know if the pots would stay on there with both of them.
Sure.
Like if I was just cooking with one pot, maybe, but I'm just trying to get this, make sure this cheese sauce melts up nicely. Nice and cheesy. All right, well the cheese is done, pretty much. Nice creamy cheese sauce. Maybe a little bit more time melting, but the pasta, which was supposed to be done before the cheese was done, hasn't even started yet because our water still is not boiling. I think I see it boiling in there. Ah, that's good enough. Pasta's going in. I tried to keep it to, oh, these are really small. I thought these were gonna be big macaroni noodles. They're really tiny, but I guess that works. Alan made us some appetizers because this pasta's taking forever. Nice tomato salad, because I don't like cucumber. I do like a good salad every once in a while. I gotta be in the right mood to want a salad.
Oh yeah?
Definitely in the mood for one right now though. We're running out of water in this pot, but I think the pasta is just about done. It's good enough. It's chewy.
Whole box in there?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's al dente, maybe, I don't know. But it's cooked enough to eat.
Oh!
Almost lost all the pasta. That would have sucked. Pasta, done. Cheese, done. Vegetarian version of lobster mac and cheese about to be done.
Let's go.
Look at that. Now that is some good looking mac and cheese. Woo! All right. Now that Alan's version, since I don't think I said it yet, but Alan's vegetarian, so he's doing it with no lobster. Now we can cook up the lobster.
Hey. I definitely want to make sure that you have.
I have plenty. Plus, I'll have no place to.
No, but if you want leftovers, we could put them on my fridge as well.
Do one more scoop. Okay. These lobster tails should warm up pretty quickly because they're pre-cooked, so they just got to basically thaw out. All right, tails are done. Going in. Lobster mac is complete. Give it a quick stir.
Oh, dude.
There you have it. Porsche lobster mac and cheese.
That's pretty legit, honestly.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. There you go. Cheers. It sucks we didn't get here before sunset.
Agreed.
Because it's a pretty good view out this way, but you know, I might wake up for sunrise tomorrow, depending on how late I get to sleep. We're gonna enjoy the rest of this food. Lobster mac was delicious.
Yeah, it's a hit.
I'll check in with you guys once we're done. So we definitely ended up having some leftovers of the pasta, and Alan's fridge is full, so I'm just keeping it up in the tent with me tonight because it should be cold enough, at least until tomorrow. I think staying in this Porsche is going to teach me to do my dishes regularly, because I can't leave dirty dishes just laying around because there's nowhere to leave them, which I'm sure will make some of my more OCD followers very happy. All right. See you in the morning.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's a little bit warmer at this spot that we're currently at, which is very nice. At least warmer than it's been. I think we're at a lower elevation, but feels good to lay down. So pretty much every night that I've been sleeping in this tent, I've been sleeping in it with this roof hatch opened, because it feels like I'm falling asleep under the stars when I have this open, because I can look out and see the moon. It's time for me to do some stargazing and get to bed. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Beautiful. Not bad to wake up to. The warmth of the sun is creeping closer. I need that sun because it's cold out here. Morning, Alila. Good morning. Good morning. You woke up just in time. The sun is just peeking over that hill.
Yeah. What color we woke up for sunrise?
Oh, you did?
No, I said what color?
Oh, yeah, we did. We did wake up for sunrise. It's just the sunrise over the mountains, so it's a little later. I think while I wait for that water to boil, I'm gonna get the tent all taken down. So I think I'm just gonna enjoy this nice hot cup of joe. And then me and Alan are getting out of here. But let's see if she'll start up this morning. Absolutely nothing. So we've had our first mechanical issue. I guess not really mechanical, I guess kind of, but battery kept dying. Ready? Hey! We got it started! Now we just gotta make it to AutoZone. Alan and I are starting the day off by tensioning that. And basically that means taking this bolt down here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, loosening that, and then prying the alternator out a little bit to tighten it, and that hopefully should fix our problem, but it's always easier said than done, so. There we go. Now we're getting some tension on it, baby. I'm gonna pry it out and then just hold the wrench there. Wrenches, dude.
Bro.
Did it break it? PSA, don't buy a Duralast universal pass-through socket set. It genuinely just broke into five pieces right as we're about to get it tightened. All right, I got a new wrench, guaranteed for life. Another Duralast, so we'll see. Why do they package wrenches like this?
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. All right, attempt 2. Oh yeah, that's much tighter. Yeah, there we go. Now it's tight. Much better. We should get some power from this alternator. And I did check the alternator before I left on this trip, and it was working, so I don't think it's the alternator that's not working. I think it was just that loose belt. Battery's in, alternator's fixed up. Let's see if she starts. I think she will start because we just threw a new battery in. That's not really the question. It's whether it stays charged, but let's see. I guess it wasn't the battery. All right, so I wasn't recording because I didn't expect it to start, but I put it in gear. And I turned the ignition and it turned on. So I don't know what could have caused that, but all right, now that we got it running, we know she starts. Alan and I'm getting pretty hungry, and me and Alan want to get a workout in, so we're gonna drive over to a Planet Fitness, cook some breakfast, get a workout in, and then I'm going off. Alan's leaving. I'm going off on myself, and we're gonna go camp up in the mountains solo, and hopefully it doesn't break down on me. So I think Alan's already in there getting started on his workout, but I'm honestly kind of hungry, and luckily this Planet Fitness is right next to a grocery outlet. So I want to run in there and grab some eggs, cook some breakfast real quick. $8.99 for eggs. Crazy. I have not eaten anything yet today, and it is almost 12 o'clock, so I'm pretty starving. Whip up a little quick egg scramble here in the parking lot, and then head in to get a workout in. I'm cooking with the stove down in the car today instead of pulling it out because I don't want the wind to be hitting it, because it kind of messes with the flame a little bit, which gets annoying. And these sausages are fully cooked, so I don't have to worry about like actually cooking them, which is nice. Just basically gotta warm them up. Yeah. No, we're just out here. I'm just out here camping. Are you guys? Yeah. I'm also kind of hoping it doesn't rain on me, because that cloud does not look very nice. And that would put a damper on my parking lot eggs. Beautiful little breakfast. It is genuinely crazy how expensive eggs are. It used to be like a cheap, easy breakfast. Now it costs you like 30 bucks a month just to have eggs for breakfast. All right, I think that's good. Appreciate it.
You got your own like cooking show going on right now.
Yeah.
Basically.
Have fun.
Thanks, appreciate it. Woo. Just eating it straight out of the pot, so I don't have to do it on the dish.
Yep.
What up? Huh? I'll probably be in there in like 10 minutes.
Can I like take a picture of this?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's an old Porsche.
Uh-huh.
Oh, f yeah.
All right, let's get this packed up and get a workout in. Nice and clean. So now they're all nice and clean. Next order of business is to run to the grocery store, get some stuff because we're going up in the mountains. So I want to see if I can find some hand warmers and some sweatpants that I can wear. And maybe get some ingredients to cook something nice and cozy for dinner tonight. Since it's gonna be cold. And luckily there's a Walmart. I don't know if you can see it. Directly behind us. We're gonna head over there. I think I'm gonna do a simple chickpea stew tonight. We're gonna get some stuff for that, and then whatever I can find to keep me warm. Can we get lucky and get a good cart? Nope. A little bit of a rattle, but this one's fine. I only had 2XL sweatpants, so that'll have to do. I also found this cool like multi-spice thing. It has like a bunch of different spices in it. It's kind of cool. Alright. Got everything. Ready to go. Head up into the mountains. Hopefully it's not too cold up there, but I don't think it will be. Beautiful. So the place that we're camping should be right up here on the left or the right. I'm not sure, honestly. Up here somewhere. It's a little creepy up here, though. Especially all by myself. It's real eerie up here. Not a single person is up here. Very odd feeling. Alright. I think this is where camp's gonna be. Very eerie up here though because there is no one else but me. So it's a little off-putting, but nonetheless, we'll take it. Peaceful, at least. Quiet. But yeah, creepy nonetheless. I guess tucked in right here looks pretty good. Alright. So now that we found our campsite, this car looks so sick, I cannot get over it. Let's get it all set up and ready to go. Some annoying birds over off in the distance. These birds sound like they're pissed that I'm here. Maybe they're sending me a warning that I shouldn't be here. Oh, it's so creepily quiet. I guess you could describe it one of two ways: creepily quiet or peaceful. I'm gonna go with peaceful because it makes me feel better. Come on. Come on, baby. It's cold up here. And I do have a heated blanket that I could use, but my power station's pretty dead because I've been driving so much that I haven't been able to set up my solar panels to charge it. So I don't know if I have enough power to use that, which kind of sucks. Beautiful. The tent is set up and it's cold. This has become my laundry bin somehow. This like corner of the car. It's the only space that I have to put dirty stuff. But I'm slowly beginning to run out of space in here. All right, I think I'm gonna get it all set up in here and looking nice, and then we're getting cooking dinner because I'm starving. Beautiful. Nice and ready for bed tonight. But I need to start cooking because I am starving. I haven't had anything to eat since those 2 eggs and those mega long breakfast sausages. I almost forgot. I'm notorious, if you've watched my videos for a while, for not having a can opener. I almost forgot to get one and I have like 17 cans to open. So that would have sucked, but first things first. Most of this is canned. I tried to keep it kind of easy tonight with the recipe. It's like a little chickpea chili type vibes going on. I don't know, being up in the mountains and making chili sounded good. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll definitely be sticking these on my feet tonight too. Keep my tootsies warm. But the only thing we gotta prep, honestly, is this bell pepper and this onion. So let's get after it. Still don't have a cutting board, which kind of sucks. Just have to use a plate. And I think I'm gonna half this recipe. So we're only gonna use half of these. Also, I don't think I need to be worried about bears because I think they're hibernating still, but I'll be mindful. We're going for about a medium dice on this onion. So we're cutting them kind of bigger than I normally would. It's also nice to finally be out of the wind. Like I can hear the wind still kind of going through, but these trees offer a ton of protection, so I don't really feel any of it. And there we go. Prep work is done. And it's nice. It's going to be like 30 degrees out, so I don't really need a fridge for any of the leftovers or anything. So we'll get some oil down in there, let that get nice and hot, and then we're cooking. These pine cones are also huge. This isn't as big as the one that I saw that was in the street, but it's still pretty big. Look at that. Head for reference. It's a large pine cone. Kind of cool looking though. Like a neat like Christmas decoration. If you just set that up on the table, maybe painted it green. Anyways. Ow, they're spiky. Also, I don't know if it's gonna pick it up on camera, but just through those trees over there, you can see the outline of like a nice mountain through the trees, and then even some blue sky too. It's pretty gray elsewhere though. These trees are massive. That was kind of a cool shot. All right, so to our pot, we can add our onions and green pepper. Give those a nice mix, and then we're gonna cook those until they get like nice and tender, soften up a little bit. Sitting over there on the tree. If anyone could tell me what this might have been used for, maybe like a fire poker or something to hold up a tent or some sort of fire teepee maybe? I don't know. So peaceful out here. Okay, so now that our veggies have cooked down, we can add in some minced garlic, our spices. So we're going in with some paprika, which comes out very slowly. Some salt, some black pepper, mix that up. And then I'm also gonna hit it up with a little bit of this everything mix, because why not? And then we'll just let this cook for like another 1 or 2 minutes. And once that's cooked up a little bit, we can add in our other stuff, starting with some tomato paste. About a tablespoon of that. About a half a cup of chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth if you want. The recipe actually called for vegetable broth, but I thought chicken broth would taste better, so we're gonna use chicken broth. About that much, I guess. We can add in some diced tomatoes. And then le piece de resistance, garbanzo / chickpeas. Whole can. Give that a quick stir. Let everything get nice and homogeneous. Also, this recipe called for half a cup of spinach as well, but I did not feel like buying spinach, so we just passed on that. But now that we've got everything we need to have added, except for one more ingredient that we're gonna add at the end, we just bring this to a boil and let it cook for like 15-20 minutes, and that's pretty much it. Super simple chickpea stew for dinner. I wonder if these pine cones are big enough to kill you if they hit you in the head. Like, you know how coconuts can kill people? I wonder if these pine cones can. Maybe if it was like a newborn baby and it hit them like right in that soft spot in their head. Just waiting for it to boil. All right, we got it covered and it's simmering. My back is killing me from sleeping in this tent for a week and a half. I wish I had like a foam roller or something. I meant to foam roll at the gym today. I forgot before I left. Oh, there's a log right there though. Oh my God, that hurts. Oh. 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 All right, I think this has been cooking for long enough. And I just realized that I think this is an entirely vegetarian recipe. I didn't look that up, but I guess when you look up chickpea stew, it'll give you that. Because I think regular cream would taste better here, and I didn't even think about it until right now. But this recipe calls for coconut cream. Anyways, in honor of Alan, tonight's meal will be vegetarian. Actually vegan. Well, not vegetarian because I did use chicken broth. But if I had used vegetable broth, it would have been vegan. That is a delicious looking stew. And that is pretty much it. Let this cook through for another 2 minutes and we're eating dinner. All right, I think that is just about done. Dinner is served. So warm. Never mind, it's hot. Oh, it's so good. Wow. I'll be honest, I was not expecting much, but this is it's actually pretty good. Nothing better than this. This is the most fun I've had on a road trip in a while. And that's what I feel like was something I've learned about being on the road or doing anything. I think like the adventure of something comes from when things go wrong and they don't go perfectly. And I feel like in the van, it's so easy for things to go perfectly because I have everything right in front of me. But every time that something has gone wrong, or like the car breaks down, or I have to pop start it, or for some reason we can't find a campsite, it's always like kind of a better story and a better memory. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like it's not a real adventure if it's not tough or something doesn't go wrong that you have to figure out. It's just kind of doing something. And I feel like this whole trip has kind of been an adventure for me. Like I always preach to, if you're my friend or you know me well, I always preach to like seek discomfort and seek change and do something different and do new things. And I think I got a little too comfortable living in the van. And this is something that's definitely a little bit out of my comfort zone, not too much, but it has been nothing but a good time. Even all the bad things. This trip has been so much fun. And even though I've had some issues with the car, I could not be happier with how well it's been running. I did not expect to make it this far, let alone to the top of this mountain. So the fact that I made it here is pretty spectacular. What a great night. It's great to be out here alone too. And just kind of be with myself and my stew. Like obviously I don't think that I could travel in this car full time, but traveling in this thing is so much more fun than traveling in the van. At least for short periods of time. The van long term and for comfortability is a lot better, but this is just more, I don't know, fun. I would light a fire tonight, but with all of the recent fires that have been happening around this area and the fact that the fire risk is high right now, as nice as it would be, sadly I can't. But anyways, I'm gonna finish the rest of the stew, just get ready for bed in the tent. Dinner was delicious, as you can tell. Can't really see me that well, but I finished that entire pot. But it is time to retire up to the old forest man cave. These trees look so cool in this light. But it is getting cold out. I put those toe warmers on. Honestly, not sure if they're working. They don't feel very warm. I remember them from when I used them as a kid being a lot warmer than they are, but maybe they're supposed to be like just mildly lukewarm. Really wish I had some tea or something. Something like warm and nice. Looks so cool to be able to look up at the trees. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it through this little skylight. You can kind of see out and see up through the trees. Very nice. Oh, it's so much warmer in here, even with just the tent closed up. I also don't have the best service up here, so tonight is a pretty good night. Get a few more pages read in my book. It's Three Body Problem. Pretty good book. It's on Netflix too. I'm on book 1 of 3. Highly recommend it if you like space or like, I don't know, weird mysteries. I'm just gonna hang out in here, read my book with my handy dandy book light up there, and then get to bed. So I will see you guys in the morning. I didn't take a single layer off last night. I slept in my shirt, my puffer, my hoodie, my sweatpants over my pants. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. I actually got a fantastic night's sleep last night, other than my back still kind of hurting me a little bit. Also, before I went to bed, I did disconnect the negative terminal on this battery, because I just in case that the reason that it was dying was a parasitic drain and not the loose alternator belt. But hopefully when I go to started today, it starts up for me. In case you couldn't tell, we did get some rain last night, and a little bit of snow at one point. It wasn't a lot, it was more of like a misty snow than anything. And then it got super windy. And it sounded cool blowing through the trees. Oh. I was sitting here thinking, why does my toothpaste taste like soap? My shampoo leaked a little bit. Oh, it's so horrible. A nice thorough rinse. That soap left a horrendous taste in my mouth. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to be cooking breakfast. Oh, you guys can't see me. And I didn't really clean out that pot too thoroughly last night, so I'm just going to heat up some water in this pan. I hope I have enough water for a cup of coffee though. Oh, it went right on my thumb. I haven't really decided where I'm going to be going next. I think I'm going to go... I might stay up here for a few days. Just hang out, check out some places. Kind of stay in the woods and just enjoy this, and then head back down to town and maybe meet up with Alan at some point. But I don't know. We'll walk up to the top of this ridge up here and enjoy my coffee. I wish we could see stuff, but it's too cloudy to see the mountains. Do we think this tree got struck by lightning? And that's why its bark is like that? All peeled off? That's gotta be why. I'm honestly probably just gonna stand here and enjoy my coffee for the next few minutes and then get the car packed up and get out of here. Pretty cool spot that I stayed in last night out here in the Painted Canyon. And if I point the camera the opposite way, you can kind of see why it's called the Painted Canyon. A bunch of different colors. Also looks really cool. Rock formations are kind of sick. It looks like the world is just sideways. Just got like rotated up out of the earth. But if you have been following along on this Porsche journey, I have been talking about how much of a blessing the car running nice has been. And I think I might have jinxed myself because I've had nothing but issues with this car, from electrical problems to leaks, bolts coming loose. I'm not sure what this bolt down here is. That one rattled loose. Don't know what it's for, but I tightened it up and nothing happened. The battery, every time I turn the car off, no matter what I do, drive for 2 hours, drive for 10 minutes, almost every single time I turn the car off, now the battery's dead. So we've got, these used to be in the sun. They're not anymore. The sun is past those. But we've got it hooked up from the sun to the jackery to the battery charger to the car. Disconnected the negative because I think either it's some massive short somewhere, some sort of massive parasitic drain going on in the engine. I just don't have the tools or the time to really figure it out. For now, just every time I stop the car, I have to charge it before it starts, which isn't too big of a deal. It's kind of annoying, but anyways, that's enough about the car problems because either way, it's been fun. But these rocks, so cool looking. Also a pretty sick ambulance camper over there. Hoping the car starts when we go to leave here, because we're not staying here again tonight. Found a place on the water that I think might be good, but I think before I get out of here, I do want to go check out some of these canyons, see what they look like from the inside. But I think this might be charged up enough. I think we're at like right around 25-30% charged. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this unplugged, and we're gonna go on a little adventure before we head out of here. Looks like there might be like a little entrance to a slot canyon or something back here. Just out here looking at rocks. Wonder what this was. Crop circles? Who knows? So cool. It looks like there's a bunch of little like hobbit homes up here in these little crevasses. It's also always kind of nice going on hikes down in places like this, because when you go to popular places where it's like a trailhead or a national park, there's always like a million other people there, but right now at least it feels like I have this entire place to myself, and it's pretty cool. I don't want to get lost in here though. It is a bit disorienting. It just keeps going. Oh God. This is crazy. I don't like this. I think I might be mildly claustrophobic, and I do feel kind of trapped in here because, like, if there's someone in here, there's really nowhere to go. Okay. It just keeps going. We are pretty high up here, though. Looking back out over the valley, you can kind of tell this would be a kind of sick camp spot. It's like almost big enough to set up a tent right in here. I don't know if it keeps going or if it's just more of this all the way up, so I think I'm gonna call it here, honestly. Pretty good view. Can't complain. And the rocks were kind of cool. I've never been through a slot canyon like this. I think it's time to head back. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so I've been here for about 15 minutes, and I think I might have found the issue. So the bolt that goes into the battery terminal to hold it in and clamp it down, one of the bolts has its thread strips, so it kind of just slides on and off without really gripping it, if that makes sense. So like instead of spinning, you can just pull it off. So I couldn't tighten it down. So what I did is there was one extra bolt on the battery clamp back here that I just took off, and it fit perfectly to clamp down this negative. So this negative is now tight, and now I can use the other bolt, the bolt on the positive. And hopefully maybe the issue was just that the positive wasn't tight enough, and it was like loosening up and creating some sort of, I don't know, messing up the battery somehow. We'll find out when I go to start it again after driving today. But now I just gotta get all this tightened down, and then I'm gonna charge it up again for another 10 minutes, and then we're getting out of here. All right, everything is tightened down. She's charging again. It's time to get packed up and get out of here. Hopefully. There's one thing about the setup that's easy, and it's the tent. It goes up and goes down so quickly. Moment of truth. See if she starts. Beautiful. We are not trapped in this canyon. Let's get out of here. I think I need to head into town though and pick up some supplies because I am running low on everything, including water. Which means I'm gonna have to make another stop, which means I'm gonna have to probably charge the battery again before we head out to camp tonight. Unless what I did right now just fixed the problem, but I feel like that's highly unlikely. It's too easy. But it is time to say goodbye to this beautiful canyon. Hello to civilization, and then find another campsite hopefully before the sun sets tonight. But I gotta drive in a few miles before I get any service back and before I can look up a grocery store, which hopefully there's one nearby. I don't know if there is though, because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Also, another issue with this thing constantly needing to be restarted or charged up before I start it is that it's stick shift or manual, so I can't stall out. And this is my first week ever driving manual, so it's a little bit of added stress that if I stall out anywhere on the road, I'm kind of stuck there because I won't be able to restart the car, at least quickly, so that kind of sucks. But luckily, knock on wood, I haven't stalled out anywhere bad yet. Beautiful.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
We've broken down again. We made it about a mile down the road, and all the RPMs just dropped to 0, and it just gave up on me. Try to charge it again, see if it starts up, and then try to figure out what went wrong this time. All right, so now since it died while I was driving, I'm guessing it's probably the alternator's bad. Maybe it loosened up again or something, but that thing that I'm charging it with has an alternator tester, so we'll see if I can get it started again if it's the alternator. Gotta get dirty again. All right, so I think I might have found the culprit, actually. I'm not 100% sure, but I think maybe when we tensioned the alternator the other day, or driving down these bumpy roads, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but the positive wire that's coming off the alternator, it's only halfway connected. It's like it's halfway ripped out, and I'm thinking I might be able to just strip that back and wrap it around this bolt and see if that helps at all, or if that does anything to give the alternator some power back to the engine. But work on that real quick, see if I can get it connected again, and then see if we can get out of here. I'm definitely gonna need to wash my favorite hat because now it is all dirty. But I'm gonna get her turned on and then see if run another alternator check, see if we're getting any voltage from the alternator, or if I completely just messed something up. I should probably reconnect the battery first. Hopefully we're working. All right, it's running. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's still not working or what's happening. All right, I don't know if any of that works, but let's see if we can make it into town. Hopefully. All right, we made it. The battery light is still on, so I don't know if it's gonna start again, but we made it to what should hopefully be a grocery store. Honestly, walking around here, I had a pretty good idea for dinner. I was gonna do steak tonight, but it has been a long day. So I don't think I'm gonna do steak. We're gonna do something I used to make for myself all the time when I was a kid. All right, let's hope the car starts. Yep, we're gonna have to charge it again. We're driving again. Look at that sunset. Beautiful over the mountain. I'm really hoping I can get to this campsite before I have to turn on my headlights, because I don't know if that'll kill my battery or overload my alternator or whatever, I don't know. I just want to get to camp, I'm so tired. That is beautiful. Wow. We missed a spectacular sunset tonight because of car trouble, but we did make it. And we're gonna pull up to one of these fire pits right here and set up camp. This spot looks honestly pretty level. So we're gonna call this home. Now that is cool. I'm gonna let it run for a minute, see if it dies on me again at idle. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna get a camp set up here. Get this tent thrown up, and then I gotta organize all my stuff because everything is in shambles in the back of the car. Spectacular. Look at that. Yep, and trying to turn on the headlights killed it. I think that's kind of confirmation that it's a alternator issue, but at least we made it to camp. Thank God. Got the train coming by too. Honestly, not as loud as I thought it would be being that close. Oh, look at that. That is such a cool looking shot of the Porsche. I wish I could put the headlights up. That would make it look cooler, but I mean, that is sick. I think I'm gonna try to save some power on my power station and use just auxiliary lights that I have so that I can still charge my battery, and then I'll get my solar panel set up tomorrow. I've only got one day left. I'm trying to kind of not drive too far on any given day with the car since it's already having issues. So I only want to drive it around 2 hours a day just to be safe with it. So I've only got one more stop before I have to go home. So I might stay here for a bit. Alan's coming through to help out. We're in the home stretch. We've almost made it through our Porsche trip extravaganza. And even with all the things that have gone wrong, it has been nothing but fun. So before I get started cooking or doing anything like that, I'm gonna get myself a little bit more organized because today was kind of hectic, and then we're making a super easy dinner. I don't know if you guys can see it, but organizing the car, which makes me feel a little bit less stressed out after a very long, those are bright, a stressful day. So it's getting cold out. It's crazy how fast the weather changes when you're in the desert. From super warm to freezing. But before we start cooking, I gotta wash my hands because they are mad dirty. And I'm really glad I went with a simple dinner tonight because I do not feel like cooking anything crazy. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna take some time to troubleshoot this issue because now that I'm in a spot where I can, it'll be much easier to. So tonight for dinner, we're having a classic Vienna sausage sandwich. I think I honestly made this more in college than I did when I was a kid, but I couldn't tell you the last time I had a nice fried Vienna sausage. And the process for making these is pretty simple. You just take some Vienna sausage, cut them in half, lengthwise, and that is the only prep work that we have to do is cut these in half. Just so they sit in the pan a little better and sit on the sandwich a little better. Vienna sausages, nice and prepped and ready to go. And I know I said I wasn't going to use my power station for the light, but I've honestly got plenty, so there we go. Then we can just take our Vienna sausages, lay them in the pan, fry them up until they're nice and crispy and cooked through. We'll see how well it does with the wind out here in the flame, but I'm gonna throw a little bit of oil in there too. And while I wait for those to cook, I'm gonna get some of the other stuff ready, which isn't really much. It's just getting a sandwich prepped up and ready to go for when these sausages are done. And there we go, sandwich is prepped. Normally the whole thing would be toasted, but doing the best I can with what I got out here, which isn't much. Frying up nicely, and this is pretty much all you need. I think I'm only just gonna fry one side just because I don't feel like waiting. You're kind of just looking for like a little bit of that, a little bit of crisp on the bottom, and you're golden, so I think these are good. We can just pop them on our sandwich. Yeah, oh, hot. Hoping these are hot enough to just like give that cheese a little bit of meltiness. Ow. Throw some mayonnaise on there. And I already know I'm gonna get a hate in the comments for this sandwich, but you let me eat my food and I'll let you eat yours. And then the cherry on top is just your chip of choice. These go great on a pool day. I don't know why I chose these like Ruffles queso. They just look good in the store, so figured I'd throw them on there. Usually I'll do like Doritos or Cheez-Its, but just smash it together. There you go. That's dinner. And like I said, these go great on a pool day, but I feel like even better overlooking the Salton Sea out of the back of a Porsche after a long day. Not the healthiest, and my stomach probably won't feel the best after this because I haven't had these in a long time, but I'm not worried about that right now. And they have porta potties at this spot. But anyways, I'm gonna finish this sandwich and my chips. Relax for a little bit. I'm probably get to bed super early, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Got a pretty good night's sleep last night. I got woken up by the train like 4 or 5 times, but I kind of turned it into a game where I try to guess how long the train was going to last for and see how close I could get, but I never got it right. Pretty nice sunrise this morning, but I wanted to make sure I woke up early because I want to get my power station hooked up as early as I can. Maximize the amount of solar that I can get into it. It's supposed to be cloudy today too, so definitely want to get it out here as soon as I can. And there we go, just like that, the sun harvester is set up. And if I'm being honest, that, like solar panels and Starlink, to me they're two of the wildest things. Also, I'm just walking down to the water just to see what it's like down there this morning. But it's just so crazy to me that one, I can have power anywhere I go by harvesting the sun, and two, I can have internet connection wherever I go because some rich dude put a bunch of things in orbit. I don't know why that blows my mind, but it just does. This is like newborn sand. Like, it's not quite fully broken down to the point of being sand yet. Still kind of harsh shells or barnacles or whatever this is, but it's like in a few hundred more years this will be proper sand. But it is kind of stinky out here because this is a toxic lake. You can't swim in it. I've done a whole video on this lake before in the past, so if you haven't seen it, go watch. There's like 3 of them, those here. But long story short, this lake was created by an accidental dam breakage and agricultural runoff. Filled up and was a vacation getaway back in the day, but sadly this lake evaporates quicker than it replenishes its own water, so over time what has been left behind is like all the agricultural runoff, all the water's evaporating, and over time it got more and more and more and more toxic to the point where you couldn't swim in it, you couldn't fish in it, and now it's just this massive toxic lake in the middle of the desert. And it's slowly drying up, and then all of this dust that contains all those toxic chemicals are being released into the air, and it's creating quite the problem for the area. But yeah, this is it. The Salton Sea. Once a vacation getaway, now a smelly lake. Also, I would make myself a coffee, but I think I'm drawing some conclusions here. Why I wasn't able to find my cup last night, and the coffee stains on the front here from where I probably set my coffee down and drove away. Which is the second time I've done that on this trip, and I only had 2 cups. So now I have none. But Alan is coming through, and I'm gonna be making us a big breakfast, so maybe I'll ask him to bring me a coffee. I think while I wait for Alan to get here, I'm gonna tinker around with this battery a little bit more and see if I can get it fixed up so it's charging. I think I might have found the problem. So I followed the wires back from the battery. So I followed this big battery cable down through here, down and around, and it connects up to some other bolt that's down there behind the fuel filter that I didn't realize it connects to there and then splits off into these 2 wires that connect into the alternator down here via this tan wiring harness. And it was so loose that it was barely touching. So I tightened that down, and it took maybe 7 or 8 rotations to get it tightened down. So it was super loose. So I'm hoping that's the issue. I got it charging right now. I'm hoping I can get it cranked on, and then I'll run an alternator test and see if the issue is fixed. The battery light is off. The battery light is no more. We might be getting power into the battery from the alternator. No way. I think it worked because the voltage of the battery is at 13 and the battery is completely dead. So that means it's getting power, I think, from the alternator. I'm not 100% sure. And I don't want to get too excited, but I think we might have fixed the issue. Yes. All right, so we've got 13.1 volts, which is a little bit low if the alternator is working with the car running. And then with the car off, we've got 12.8. So that means we're getting something from the alternator. It's 12.8 volts when the car's off and 13.2 when the car's running, which means, I think that means the alternator's working. Not 100% sure. I think it's supposed to be at like 13.8, but the battery's kind of dead, so maybe that's why. But I think I fixed the issue. Oh, it's such a good feeling when you solve a problem. Alila!
Hey, brother.
What up, dude?
What a spot, bro.
I know. Hey, Alila.
This is epic.
Alila. Oh, it's excited. You can't go in that water.
Alila, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? How you doing?
Oh, I know. So exciting. Did you eat breakfast?
I just had a shake.
Alan brought me some breakfast supplies because I couldn't go to the grocery store. Sweet. I got my wind blocker up, which is just hanging this sheet over so it doesn't blow the flames out. But I was gonna do pancakes today. I don't think I'm gonna do pancakes. I'm just gonna do egg sausage and hash browns.
Incredible, dude. And like the tables, the fire pits.
Yeah. There we go. Breakfast champions right there. Great breakfast to have after spending the morning fixing the car. But now that we've got it
fixed though?
I know, I'm so happy that I got it fixed. But now that I do have it fixed, I feel a little bit better about the rest of this travels, especially Alan being with me. So probably gonna stay here for a little while. And then eventually, depending on how good the car is doing, we're gonna send it south. But for now, I'm gonna finish my breakfast, enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and me, Alan, and Alila, we'll catch you guys next time. Me and Alan got here late last night, stayed the night, and just got everything packed up. I've been here before in one of my videos. If you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, this is the Salton Sea Bombay Beach area, which is like an old abandoned town on this lake. Like if you watch my last video, this whole lake used to be something you could swim in, do water sports in, became toxic over the years, and then everything just kind of became abandoned. Alila's going to explore.
Hey.
And it's turned into kind of like just a bunch of different art installations all over this beach. And then an abandoned town over there that we're gonna drive through on our way out. Alila really wants to go in the water. She doesn't know it's not good for her. You can't go in this water. But Alan's never been here before, so we're walking down to check out some of these art exhibits they got down here. And every time you come here, it's different. So there's gonna be some different stuff since the last time I was here. She's smaller than you, Alila.
Yeah.
Alila's making friends.
He does love playing with big dogs. But
This wasn't here last time I was here.
Looks like it. Alila, come here.
What do you think?
I think I got you.
So we found the most over-engineered tire swing, but it's cool because none of these are even attached. It's all hung up by these cables. So like, there's nothing attaching this whole middle part that's holding up this thing other than these cables. That is pretty cool. It's like a stripper pole. Do a dance.
Yo, chill.
I don't know what this one's supposed to be. And it says Lithium Mania. That's the new thing about this area. They recently found lithium nearby. And I think the people who live here don't like it because it leaches toxins into the air, into the water, or something like that. We've been seeing a lot of signs about lithium.
What's going on? Yeah, we're here, pull up. Having some beers.
Oh, they got mail.
Mamita, come on, let's get a photo. Sit down.
Get to know your health coverage. Just guarding our house. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a bunch of art installations out here. Probably gonna get out of here now. Go pick up some groceries at the local mart that's in town.
That's gotta be cool.
Check out a few things, and then we're booking it south to some sand dunes.
So what would you build out here?
A pyramid.
Pyramid? Okay.
I don't know why. I feel like pyramids are always cool.
Okay.
What would you build?
Some type of art installation that interacts with the sun somehow?
Yeah, like a sundial or something like that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be cool. Also, if you've been watching this series, the car has not been very nice to me. It was starting. We've broken down again. We made it about a mile down the road. We drove it for about an hour, parked it here overnight. We'll see if it starts.
It got it, it got it.
I am feeling hopeful though. I'm pretty sure I did fix the issue. Nice. We're back in business, baby. All right, you ready to go to the store? Once the lake started to become toxic, this town kind of halfway got abandoned. There's people living here now, but a lot of these places just kind of were left to ruin. But I'm seeing a lot of lithium stuff now, like batteries and kind of like an artistic protest to the lithium. I think this is it. I don't know if they'll have any kind of groceries in here, but we'll see. What's today? Oh, they're open 2 to 6, so they close at 11. All right, so the grocery store's closed, but there is a bar down the street that, if you watched my last video here, they're famous for their pies for some reason. So we're gonna go see if we can grab some pie real quick before we head out of here. Do you have any pie?
We do not.
Okay. They don't have any pie today?
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but it is pretty cool in here. They got a bunch of, it's just covered in dollar bills. There's no surface that's not a dollar bill. Onward. I don't think there's another grocery store until we get to the next town, which is like 40 minutes away, so. We got kind of a drive to get there. So I think tonight we're gonna do tacos. Alan already has most of the ingredients in his van because I think he was planning on cooking tacos tonight. So all I really need to get is some ground beef, and then Alan's doing like a vegetarian version. Oh, it's chicken or pork? I feel like pork would be better. Just some pork, honestly. That sounds good. Let's do some of this. And throw it in the tacos. Groceries acquired. All right, we got all our supplies for the night. We're not gonna starve, and we're not gonna be dehydrated. Got another gallon of water. I will say also, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people don't put the cart back. And I saw this video this one time. It's an easy way to tell what kind of person someone is because you don't gain anything from putting the cart back and you're not required to. The only reason you would is to be a good person. And I think it was interesting how you could like tell a lot about someone whether or not they put a cart back. I'm not trying to say I'm a good person or whatever, but I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, let's go! Man, that one wasn't too crazy, but the shepherd one, sick.
This thing does not have a reservoir for windshield wiper fluid. So this is the only way I can keep my windshield clean. Is wiping it down when I go to gas stations. Get off these coffee stains too. We're gonna make one more pit stop. Check out this Palm Oasis on the way out to the dunes. And I don't know if there's places to camp out by the dunes. I think there are, but we're just making one more stop to check out this cool place before we go out there. So let's go. So we're kind of just driving aimlessly through the desert, trying to find our way over to this Palm Oasis that should be up over here somewhere. I don't know, these roads are kind of windy back here and I don't know where we're going. Pretty sick though. It's like randomly in the middle of the desert. Palm trees and a hot spring. What do you think, Alila? You want to get in? Pretty cool. It's like bathwater warm. Yeah, it's warm enough. This is pretty cool though. This is pretty wild. It's so random. It's like, this is like a scene out of a movie almost.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Absolutely.
But I think the dead bird might be a bad omen for the water. But either way, this place is,
Dude.
this is, it's like, it feels not real. Can't really record much in there. I'm gonna get a copyright strike for Bad Bunny playing. But it's just so crazy how life finds a way. Like, you come across an oasis like this and there's frogs, there's birds, there's bugs. There's so much greenery. It wasn't the warmest of water. It was kind of like lukewarm bath water, but honestly, it's warm enough outside that you wouldn't need it to be that warm. Anyways, onward to the sand dunes. All right, so we're not at camp. My beauty of a car up there made it through this patch of sand, but Alan's heavy, clunky van has gotten itself more stuck than I have ever seen a car stuck in the sand. So we might be kind of screwed here.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
What'd they say?
He's transferring me over to roadside assistance.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I can set up camp, because it's probably gonna take them a few hours to get here. I'll set up camp over there. We can cook tacos, and then whenever they get here, we'll get you out.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we'll go find somewhere to camp. I don't know how if the road gets worse up that way, but whenever we figure out what they're doing, we'll I'll pull. There's a hard pack spot right there. I'll pull in, set up, and then we can cook dinner. He is buried down to the axle in the sand. And I would offer to use my tow strap, but it would probably just rip off, or my engine would explode. Come on, your dad's stuck. Don't be so happy.
She's like, I could care
I'm
less.
just putting in some information so I can assist you. All right?
Okay.
I guess we're gonna be here probably for a few hours, waiting for someone to come tow him.
At least.
So, probably more, honestly, because we are kind of in the middle of nowhere, and the closest Mercedes dealership is pretty far. But yeah, I mean, I've never seen a car more stuck than he is. Down to the axle, all the weight of the vehicle's on the axle.
Completely in the sand, bro.
Yeah, there's some hard pack stuff here I'm gonna pull up into and set up so I'm not in the middle of the road. We were gonna split it up and he was gonna make his vegetarian tacos and I was gonna make my meat tacos, but he's not giving up. He's over there still trying to dig himself out. And then we're gonna try to air down his tires, see if we can get him out before the tow truck gets here, because who knows when that'll be. But until then, we're making tacos out of the Porsche. Some oil in the pans. Alan's had no luck digging himself out yet. And we currently have nobody on the way, actually. But hopefully we'll have someone coming out soon, or Alan will have dug himself out. And before anyone asks or makes a comment, yes, I'm using 2 different utensils to stir. One for the vegetarian and then one for the meat.
I was like, bro, I'm not gonna pay you $800. I was like, bro, I will lose.
Oh, he said 800? Oh, he said 100.
No, 800 right there on the spot. And I was like,
Now in the meatless meat bowl, get some rice going. This is the benefit, though, of getting stuck. When you live out of your cars, you can still make food and hang out.
when life gets you stuck, make tacos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing like some tacos to lighten the mood after getting your house stuck in sand.
I was getting pretty hungry, dude.
Yeah. I figured teamwork. You dig out, I cook.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'll take the easier one. Look at that sunset.
Nice.
Beautiful sunset. Tacos. What more could you ask for?
Yep.
I guess not being stuck.
And I love how we were worried about you getting stuck. That I was like not even thinking that I was gonna get stuck. You know what I'm saying?
I coasted right through it. I didn't
Bro,
even
you
notice
were
it really.
chilling. You just out of a sudden I started like, and I was like,
Maybe
oh,
I gave you a
dude.
sense of false confidence because this thing is lighter with meaner tires.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Tow truck guy said I'll be here in 30 minutes. Perfect amount of time. Eat tacos.
Oh yeah.
Hang out. I'm gonna get out of here. So I will check in with you guys once he arrives. Towman has arrived, and it's gonna be a spectacular sunset tonight. With the clouds like this, it's gonna look so good.
Is it doing okay out here? Pretty good?
Doing good so far. Better than him. She's moving. Nice. Made it.
Hell yeah, dude.
I got the Porsche mostly cleaned up, ready to go. So we can get out of here. The guy said the road continuing that way is, there's no sand, so we should be good. It was definitely a little dicey in some of those spots coming out of there. Yeah. Alan sent it and his house fell apart driving out of here because he just floored it. But I mean, look at the sunset. I knew it was gonna be a good one with the sun peeking out behind those clouds. Appreciate it, have a good one. This is what his house looked like when he got out of there because he just fully sent it, just stuff everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I was worried at some of those spots too, but I was gonna get stuck.
Bro.
You must have been flying through those.
Dude, I just looked back and never thought.
Hey, we got a good sunset though.
Yeah.
You know, it's lighting up the clouds all around. All right, Alan's rebuilding his house and we're heading to camp. So I'll see you guys when we get there for real. Can't see me, but we're here. We've made it to camp. We had the most spectacular sunset tonight. You can still kind of see it in the distance. It was so good with these clouds. Clouds always make sunsets better. We found some hard packed sand to camp on. You can kind of see the car. The road getting in here is a little iffy, so Alan might have to punch through that, but if he punches through that, he should be good. This is pretty hard packed stuff. But wait for him to show up and let him know. I don't know if you can see it off in the distance where my finger is, but we are right next to train tracks. They kind of come down this way. So that might suck in the middle of the night, but we'll be okay. I think I'm gonna try to get camp set up while I still have some light left.
A few moments later.
Camp is set up. Now we just gotta wait for Alan to get here, and then I'll probably just hang out for the rest of the night. Relax a little bit, especially after kind of a stressful day, and get a good night's sleep. Kind of cold out this morning, but definitely didn't get the best night's sleep last night with these train tracks being maybe 30 yards from where we were camping. And this has got to be one of the busiest set of train tracks that I've ever seen. All night long, coming from both directions, there was trains, and they definitely woke me up every single time they drove by. So not the highest quality of sleep last night, but at least it was a place to stay where neither of us were stuck. Also realized I left my keys down here last night, so good thing nobody stole the car. But yeah, this driving by 40 feet from you, middle of the night, definitely enough to wake you up. And there must be some event going on over by the dunes where we were gonna camp. There's a bunch of parasailers and there was fireworks going off last night. I will say, sleeping in this camper has been some of the most fun. Oh, there's one of those parasailers. I don't know if you can see him. Anyways, camping out in this Porsche has been the most fun camping trip that I've been on in a long time. I think it definitely has its drawbacks, and there's definitely things about van life and other forms of like camping travel that are better than this or worse than this. But I think that's the beautiful thing about this lifestyle, is that no matter what you're camping in or what you're doing, you can make it work if you really want to. And with this, it's not as easy because I can't just like cop out and sleep in a truck stop or a rest stop or a parking lot somewhere. I have to go out and find somewhere in nature, which I think made this trip more challenging, but also more interesting. And I got to see more nature than I usually would because I couldn't stay in parking lots or stealth camp in cities. I think today is the last day that I will be in this Porsche camper. I'm going to be sending it back and getting in the van for a long road trip after this. Morning, Alila. Right to the ball. Wasted not a single breath.
Bro, it feels like shit, dude.
Yeah, same. That train woke me up like 17 times.
So many times.
I think it's time to pack this thing up one last time, go find somewhere to get some breakfast and get out of here. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this trip, camping out, hanging out with Alan, traveling through the American Southwest, checking out a bunch of cool places. And if you didn't like it, that's okay, but I wish you did. But I think that is it for this video and this Porsche camping series. So as always, I truly appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, think about clicking that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.